Did you get a thumbs up again?
What the fuck is going on?
A bunch of balloons?
Guys, the best part of this episode, you'll never know. You'll never know. Welcome to another episode of the Creature Podcast. I'm Mike.
I'm Lindsay.
And today we're back on our anthology bullshit with 5 loosely connected tales strung along a desert highway to hell. We're talking about 2015 Southbound, written and directed by too many damn people. That I'm going to kind of get at as we go along this thing. Jamie definitely knows nothing about this one.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Lindsay, anything to say before we just jump in?
I saw this movie with you when it came out.
Yep.
And I liked it then.
2015.
And I wanted to do this one. I put this on the list.
The continuing thing of we saw this once a decade ago, and we think it was good.
And people I talked to that I know had watched it also thought it was good. So I was like, let's do it.
There's a lot of folks involved, and
Yeah.
we've already done some of their movies. We're going to do some of their movies.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these people started in the VHS franchise as as doing little segments. VHS, of course, was also Ty West and Adam Wingard. We're going to talk about Radio Silence in a second here. This was the slow branching off of all those people into other things. This one just happens to be another anthology. In Radio Silence, well, I'm going to get into it right now.
Right.
I'm kind of separating my note. The movie doesn't really separate it up into
It doesn't. You're going to have to break
bespoke
in.
pieces.
I thought I was going to be able to, mark it, and I just didn't. So
Sometimes it's kind of clear, and sometimes a character literally runs out of one story and into another. So I know where all the breaks are. So the movie's bookended by 2 segments called The Way Out and The Way In. Both are directed by Matt Bettinelli-Olphin, Tyler Gillette, Justin Martinez, and Chad Villela. They are collectively known as Radio Silence. We know them as a film group that is responsible for Ready or Not, Abigail, the former Crash Out episode of Mindscream 5. If you want to hear me real mad at them, go back to that episode. But for the most part, I really love Radio Silence's output.
Yes. Did they do Ready or Not 2?
So they did, I think.
Okay.
Radio Silence, I think, has also kind of broken off into little bits and pieces. So,
Like they're breaking up their
two of what used to be known as Radio Silence wrote and directed Radio Not 2. Something like that.
Okay, got it. So the brand is breaking up.
Just expanding.
Okay.
I think it's more like they're dividing and conquering.
Oh, because they got busy and big.
Yeah. And so they can produce, these two can produce while this
That
person's
makes sense.
doing...
Why do you need 4 directors? How do you make a cohesive
can't.
movie with 4 directors?
However, what is interesting that I didn't know is the 2 main characters of the bookends are Matt Bettinelli-Olphin and Chad Villela.
Oh,
so they're acting.
They're
in this
acting
one, too.
as well.
I think
Okay.
they gave up the acting ambition.
I mean,
later,
I feel like film students frequently have to put themselves in.
Sure.
And then they continue that as they develop their career until they stop. Yes, we know
I
you,
didn't.
Jamie.
this does
I
have
was like, I hate this. Let me be in the back.
But did you con your friends into doing it for you?
Oh, yeah. A lot of people in your film class, you just have to trade because you don't know enough people, and you all need help and you need crew, so you just trade back and forth.
It's like we talked about the mumblecore/mumblegore grouping. Everybody had to do everything because that's all the resources that they had.
No, that makes sense.
This movie does have film school vibes for sure.
Yeah, it does, but it's good.
I think it's great.
Okay, so this movie actually starts black. And at first, I had to download Fandango to rent this movie because it was, nowhere. And so, I'm like, shit, the movie's broken. I'm going to have to figure out another way to watch this.
It's a black screen, but the sound's there.
The sound's there. It's
There's
heavy
panting,
breathing.
and then somebody goes, fuck this shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, shit, this is broken. But then it wakes up.
Yeah.
So the scene becomes visible, and 2 men are in a truck with blood all over them.
Yeah.
And they're driving down a desert road at night.
Yeah, and
They seem to be
They
shocked.
escaped something.
Yes.
They're looking behind them,
Right.
and they're driving fast.
And the driver says, let's go home.
Yeah.
And now there is a DJ-style narrator.
Okay, so, Jesus Christ. I'm just going to read this out.
Yes.
And then we're going to talk about it.
And then, for anybody who doesn't understand, have you seen Super Soul
You can't just drop Super Soul in.
Why not?
Because I'm gonna drop Super Soul.
My bad.
So there is a long history of DJs as horror movie narrators.
Right.
They are the god element of this, where they are telling you, the viewer, everything. And I love this trope. So the DJ on the radio says, regret and remorse, amends and atonement. That's life, right? Well, this next one is for you. All you lost souls racing down that long road of redemption, and all you sinners running from your past but heading straight into that pit of darkness up ahead. We're all on the same endless highway, the one with no name and no exits, looking for a way out of tonight and into tomorrow. Well, they're gonna try to stop you. And I'm gonna say I'm done. Because this sucks. And it goes on and on.
It's like, I'm finished.
And it comes back over and over in this.
It does.
And it's this...
Every transition, it comes back.
It's this fake-ass Wolfman Jack, like, oh boy, all you out there rolling down that endless street of damnation and blah, blah, blah. And when I stopped is because he was just about to say, but you gotta say fucking and keep moving. Because this is a rule, a broken rule, that I want to bring up here.
Okay.
This is a thing that happens in The Warriors, in Adrian Barbeau in The Fog, Stretch from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and of course Super Soul from Vanishing Point, my personal favorite DJ of all time. You made me a custom t-shirt with him on it.
I did, once.
These are the best God DJs that basically inform us and the movie and stuff like that. You're going to say this is stupid, but cussing on air is a FCC violation.
That's what I was just,
Yep,
I was
thank
like, did
you.
he really say, you can't say fucking on the radio?
Thank you. I thought you were going to be like, Mike, because every time
She was in radio for 10 years.
You can't say fucking on the radio.
Every single time he breaks in, he says shit or fuck over the fucking radio. And it's an FCC violation. When I was young, my grandfather was a electrical engineer in the Navy. He had ham radios his whole life. I designed his number card. I forgot what they're called now. Call numbers.
Right.
We as teenagers were joking about getting CBs in our car, and he sat us down and was like, you can't do that because you guys are going to be dumb and you're going to cuss over live channels and you're going to get in trouble.
Right.
And he made it like it's important. So it's not that I'm offended that this DJ's cussing, it's that it breaks the reality.
It does break the reality.
And this is an elevated character that is telling us what this world is. And I guess you could argue that this isn't the world.
Well, we don't know that yet.
But we don't know that yet, and we shouldn't know that. And it makes for a bad DJ character, and which is a trope I love. And so I'm like, this is my least favorite DJ.
Got it.
And so I'm not gonna go. Also, he kind of drones on and on about same kind of edgelordy stuff about
you
the
can't
dark
cuss
and
on the
lonely
radio,
road.
you guys. It's a hard rule. You can't do it. You can bleep it, and even so, I will say, because there's this misconception because Carlin did those like 7 words you can't say. There's no actual list.
Right.
Like, there's no hard and fast list, I think, probably because we have freedom of speech here, so nobody wants to write down, like, a for real, like, you can't say this. But if someone complains, or if you get enough complaints,
It's money.
then the FCC will look at it, and it's like, I think criteria is like, would this offend a normal person?
Right.
And then you'll get fined.
Yeah. It all comes down to money, and you could also get your FCC license yanked.
Yeah,
All
and they'll
that
be
stuff.
like, you can't if you have too many infractions or whatever. So, like, a lot of times people just play it safe, and they'll, like, we would even bleep out sometimes, like, where people would say, goddamn.
Yeah.
But the part we were bleeping was more the part where they were saying God. Because damn, in modern times, it's like the rules have pushed a little bit. We've gotten a little more lenient, but like damn, most people are fine with, but when you put God in front of it, people get mad.
Yeah.
They get so mad.
It's just a fundamental misunderstanding of what this character is supposed to be and how to modernize it, we put it on the airwaves, and therefore you need to play by established rules. That's it. But then after he drones on and on about this stuff, cussing over the airwaves.
We're still driving down and the sun comes up. And then there's a strange floating squid-like skeleton thing in the background.
So we're going to talk about this a lot.
Said a lot of words there.
And I'm going to say a lot more. Because
it's hard to tell because he's in the background, so you can't really see what it is.
But squid-like skeleton.
Bony.
Should I wait until
we get closer? Yes.
Yeah, we'll wait until we get closer.
I wrote descriptions when we got closer.
Okay. So yeah, it's very interesting. It's light now, and there's just like
floating things.
A floating black thing, and it catches one of the passenger's eye.
Yeah.
And the driver's like, "What?" And he's like, "Nothing."
Yeah. So we pass a highway sign that just says south, and the numbers have worn away.
Yeah. So it's just south.
Just south. Then we arrive at a diner, and they park, and they go inside, and as they walk in, the cashier's like, customers only. And the driver then, Jack, his name is Jack, he asks for $20 on the truck outside of gas.
So this is Roy's Motel Cafe. We're going to be here a lot in different iterations. It's a mid-century modern kind of like desert. You could see
it looks like the one that's in a million movies that we've seen.
Yeah, you can see it in your mind's eye.
Yeah.
When they walk in on a CRT television, Carnival of Souls is playing. If you know that movie, you know exactly kind of what they're winking at here.
Sure.
Spoiler, everyone's dead the whole time. In Carnivals of Souls. In this one, I don't even know if that's an accurate depiction. But the movie Carnival of Souls is... It turns out the protagonist actually died in the beginning of the movie, and she's wandering through essentially
a purgatory.
All right, correct.
That makes sense.
And by the way,
it's
fitting. And if you go, well, you're going to tell me that this movie's not subtle at all about the idea that this is some sort of purgatory.
Not at all. So the passenger, who is Mitch, he has already gone to the bathroom and cleaned up and come back out, and he's sitting in the diner. And the diner, as he's sitting there waiting for Jack to clean up, the diner just begins to shake.
Yeah.
So the whole thing's vibrating and nobody's responding. Everybody's just like, they don't care. They're used to it.
Now, technically, Mitch looks up at the bored cashier's eyes, and she does look at him like maybe she knows this is happening, but she doesn't. She's like, she's almost like, what?
It's not that they don't know what's happening. They don't care.
Gotcha.
I feel like she's looking at him like, oh, you're new.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly what's happening. Now, so Jack is in the bathroom. He's cleaning up all the blood. He's got a wound on his side.
Something's happened on his side.
And he takes off his shirt, and the Grim Reaper character grabs his shirt.
Well,
we can only see it in the mirror, and Jack cannot see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't even catch it in the mirror, so good job.
Oh, I caught it in the mirror.
There's a fun game of where is a floaty thing in this movie. Because they're fucking everywhere.
Well, so like in the mirror, all you see is the skeleton with a scythe. So my head is like Grim Reaper, but you don't realize that it's one of those floaty things.
One of the floaty things, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so in the real world, the shirt gets tight around Jack's face and is going to suffocate him.
Yes, but it lets go.
Yeah.
And so then Jack runs out and grabs Mitch, and they leave in a hurry. And the cashier just says, come again soon.
Come again soon.
And so outside, there's another close floaty creature. And they are definitely running from these creatures. So they get in their truck and they drive off. But they return to the diner.
So they get a little down the road and they pull up on the same diner.
And the cashier is now outside and she's smoking next to the gas pumps.
And she does say, like when they first walk in the first time, she's like, she looks at their blood and she goes, rough night. Yeah. And when they pull up, she's smoking a cigarette and she goes, rough night.
Yep. They drive off and come back again multiple times.
Yeah.
So we're in a loop.
See, I love this. Jamie's just like smiling and nodding because she's like, yeah, I know what this is. And that's the movie.
Because this woman is like bored. She's like, just fucking accept what's happening here. Just like have some fucking pie. Shut up.
You're never leaving.
You're never leaving.
Which is like exactly how I would be. I'd be like, ugh. You're just like fighting this thing. Sit down.
It's kind of close to like my life.
I was like,
I go to the same place. I do the same fucking thing.
And then I come back. Like,
sometimes people get mad at the conditions and I'm just bored. I'm like, you're going to die here. Have a donut. They're in the break room.
Yeah. I mean, I got donuts the other day. It was nice. But I actually like my job. Okay, so they decide that, like, they gotta get off this road, so they pull off on a dirt road, and Mitch just asks Jack to pull over. He says he's not running anymore.
Yeah. So they turn off the highway onto the thing, which will be a thing where it's like getting off the road here is a bad
It's a bad idea. You don't get off the road.
And Mitch tells him, like you said, pull over. He's like, I don't want to run, and he just gets out and starts walking back towards the
He does,
motel.
and Jack's like, we did this for you. We did this for Catherine. And we just need to go home and go back to normal.
It's an incredibly important detail that we left out. That while they're driving, Mitch, the passenger, pulls out a picture of a young girl. And that is, we deduce, is Catherine.
It's Catherine.
That's crazy important.
It's crazy important, yeah.
Sorry.
So then the creature shows up really close. And he's like half skeleton with long roots. His like tree roots, growing on his lower body. And he has a skeletonized bat wings. But there's no film in between them. It's just the skeleton. And he has a big scythe.
Yeah.
And no face.
The head...
It's like a helmet.
The head and the torso look like a featureless dummy for fashion. Like, there's no eyes, or it's like a mannequin.
Yeah, a mannequin.
But covered in flocking. So it's like a little like fuzzy.
Sure.
And then the whole face almost breathes open like this. And inside of this featureless dome is a skull.
Yeah.
And I can't tell if these scythe appendages are tails. They kind of come...
They just like, it's another appendage.
Yeah.
Because there's arms and wings.
There's skeletal arms and skeletal wings.
And then a scythe.
From torso down, it just looks like roots.
It's like a spine and then roots.
Yeah,
it's roots.
Yeah, wires or whatever.
It's crazy.
And this is what has been fucking everywhere, just floating around.
But now it's like super close.
But now it's crazy close.
And Jack yells, "What do you want?" at it. And
what
Mitch
it wants is all of Jack's teeth.
He does. Mitch says, "Haven't you figured it out yet? They've come to collect. We fucked up."
We fucked up.
And the creature then attacks Jack, as he's trying to get into his truck. And
Jack is like, fuck this. He jumps into his truck. Before he gets there, this thing punches a skeleton hand down Jack's throat, splitting his jaw open, and all of his teeth. I mean, this is atomically wrong, but it looks
it's okay. It looks
cool.
So cool. It looks cool, yeah.
All of his teeth get pushed up like this, so he has this giant...
Well, his cheeks ripped open.
It's all ripped open, but also where the teeth are placed kind of go back higher than they quote-unquote would. So it just looks awesome. Jack falls to the ground dead because his whole ass fucking head is split open like a watermelon.
So then Mitch sees the other creatures now are collecting, because there's a bunch of them, near a motel. And so he kind of follows these creatures, because I think he wants to pay his retribution.
He's giving up.
He's giving up.
Yeah, he's not running.
But they're basically like leading him somewhere. And he comes up onto a door. It's like a motel.
It's a long motel.
Like the kind that are outside where there are 2 levels, and he's on the upper level. And
as he's passing it, one of the doors has a knock. Knock. And he stops and looks at it. And
they disappear.
And he looks over, and now all the
all gone.
Floaty guys are gone. He opens up the motel door, and inside is splattered with blood.
It's splattered with blood all over the wall. And then the door closes on its own behind him. He
walks in, the door closes on his own, and when he opens...
He goes back to go open the door, and he's transported...
And it's another spot.
Somewhere completely different.
When he opens the door, there's like all these like kind of like lights like behind us. Outside, it's evening. And then when he turns back around, he's in a house.
Yeah. It's like that motel is gone. So
yeah, the threshold transported him to someplace else.
And then there's creepy giggling.
Yeah.
And he sees Catherine, his daughter.
His daughter, his little girl in the picture.
Yeah, and she keeps running. And he keeps chasing her in a circle through the house. And she keeps saying, "Dad, why won't you help me?"
Yeah.
And round they go.
And it's not just that like the house is a circle. It's that he'll run away from the bedroom and then run into the bedroom.
Right.
It's again like the purgatory.
It's just, it is. He is definitely being tortured now by chasing his daughter he can never catch.
Yeah.
So now we pull out of the motel door, and a maid puts a "Do Not Disturb" sign on it.
And, moves on down, and therefore into the next segment.
Yes.
This is called Siren. It's directed by Roxanne Benjamin. She did The Body at Brighton Rock, and There's Something Wrong with the Children. This is her segment. I think my favorite. And it's,
okay.
I think this is...
I didn't even think about, what's my favorite.
Well, it's because the movie does kind of transition to okay, never mind. This is the most fun.
This is the most fun. I agree with that. Okay, so
we move down.
We move down, and the maid passes another door, and then the door opens, and 2 hungover girls come outside, and they're like, "Time to get back on the road." So these girls get into a VW bus, and there's a third girl in the back, just like covering her face. And as they pull out, the driver kisses her hand and puts it up on a picture that's on her visor.
The visor. And notably, there's 4 young women in it instead of 3.
Instead of 3. One of the girls is missing. And then I'm like, somebody I recognize. The girl in the back seat.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, is Hannah Marks from Dirk Gently.
Yeah. And Dinner in America. She's in the opening scene of Dinner in America.
Oh, is she? I missed that.
She's in the drug trial guy with Kyle Gallner. They go back to her house, and he makes out with Marty McFly's mom.
Got it.
Who's Marty McFly's mom?
Why can't I think of her name?
Yeah, sorry, Marty McFly's mom. That's... Which she plays Hannah Mark's mother in that movie.
She had a TV show in the 90s where she was a comic book artist.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing a little...
Leah Thompson.
Thank you, Leah Thompson.
I had to look it up. I had
to. That train of thought. Because Leah Thompson's not in this movie.
I'm sorry. I love Dirk Gently, so I was really excited to see her.
I loved Hannah Marks in Dirk Gently. She became my favorite character with her Hunky Boys.
And that's interesting. Didn't she drum in Dirk Gently, too?
Yeah, she was a drummer.
And she's playing a drummer in this movie.
She probably drums.
She probably is a drummer.
So yeah, they're a band that's probably on tour. They're on tour.
They're going to their next location. They are driving down the road. They stop to pee and play around in the desert. Yeah. And then they get back in their car, and then they get a flat. And they are upset because they took the spare out of the van to fit her drum kit.
Yeah. Which I'm like, I don't know what you want she can't drum on air.
The driver, she calls AAA, and AAA then tells her that they're on a private road and they can't help her. Like, literally, she just has...
Hey, a couple years ago when it was negative -1 billion outside and my car battery died, AAA said they wouldn't send anybody out because it was too dangerous for tow truck drivers.
I know.
And so... there is a limitations for AAA.
I know.
I'm like, it's too dangerous for me.
That was
outside.
bad. It was really bad.
That sucks.
So we actually had to go in and out of the car constantly because his hands kept freezing trying to change the battery.
And I was in a Walmart parking lot at 9 p.m. and they said if your car is overnight, it will get towed away.
They would not make an exception even though it's below zero.
Note you could keep, and they're like, we won't be here. They're going to come and do a tour, and if it's still here after a certain amount of time, they're going to tow your car.
Right, and it's a blizzard, and it's below zero, and it's just like...
And my hands are just...
Were you like, but it's too dangerous for the tow truck drivers to be out?
Surprisingly, the fine people at Walmart didn't give a shit.
Yeah, it was
I'm sure
awful.
they were lovely. They've underpaid and they need...
I'm sure they were also literally, I know there's nothing I can do.
Literally nothing I can do. I will get fired if I try to help in any significant way.
This is wrong on all counts.
So the girls decide to just get out some warm beer and sit on a towel and just hang out.
Yeah, man, I remember those times when it's just like, well, I guess, fuck it, we just need to start drinking again. And it's warm and it's gross, but boy, they're powering through it.
Yep. But then a car shows up, and it looks like a nice enough couple.
They're normalish.
Yeah, and they tell the girls that they need to go south to Pete's Auto Body, but he's not up until tomorrow, so they should just come home with them. And they also offered, hey, my neighbor, they have a camper van, so maybe that tire will fit your van, And
the Kensingtons might have a tire that would fit.
But the driver, Sadie, her name is Sadie, she is justifiably careful and says, no, thank you.
And they're like, suit yourselves, and start
driving off. But the other girl, this one is Kim, she yells back at the car, wait, she's fucking going.
And she's like, look at them, we're the weird ones, is what she says.
Exactly.
Which maybe you're warm beer brave, but this was a mistake.
They're definitely warm beer brave. So they get in the car in the back of this station wagon. And the couple tells the band that they have lived out here since the war.
Which, what a weird thing to say.
And the girls whisper at each other what war?
Yeah.
And then one of them notices a bear trap.
A bear trap in the back of the station wagon. Yeah, just a random bear trap. And they tell her it's broken. They picked it up. It had a coyote in it. They're just fixing it or something. Whatever.
They have an answer for everything.
They have an answer for everything. Did you ever get their names? Dale is the dad.
I didn't get there's so many names I just don't bother with on here. In fact, I'm only talking about maybe one or two other actors in this that pop up, which one will be soon. Just because I'm like you said, hey, I know you.
Yeah.
Everybody else I don't know.
Sure. Okay, so as they arrive at the house, Dale, he tells the girls, don't worry about locking up. There's no one around for miles.
Oh, God.
And it's this weird bungalow out in the desert.
It's a mid-century ranch. It is not a punkalow.
I'm so sorry.
I feel like I'm going to keep a scoreboard up here that's Lindsay's corrections.
I'm sure he corrects me all the time, but it's funnier when I correct him.
Apparently only off mic. Funny how that works. We only have 2 solid days of recording that you can listen to. There's going to be a time when the evidence will become empirical. It'll be science. So they're at a mid-century ranch. An atomic ranch. It's a magazine I just found, by the way.
Nice.
That does mid-century modern.
So the wife leads the girls into a bedroom, which is completely decked out in that era. It's somewhere between 50s to 70s. It vacillates between that era.
Everything in this house felt...
Between their clothing and their decorations.
Felt extremely like my grandmother, my dad's mom. Their house was locked into this time period.
And my grandma was also until they renovated in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
It was when I went in their house in the early 2000s for the first time, I was just this is not what I remember. Where's the flower wallpaper and the green Formica?
Yeah. the seafoam green and pink tile in the bathroom. When they...
Oh, in the blue bathroom. Yeah. Oh, my God. Ceiling to floor blue tile.
I could smell this house.
Yeah.
Because my grandmother actually had potpourri She had the plastic covers over
she had plastic
furniture, and then she had little crystal balls of potpourri.
Now,
and every lamp had dangly little fake crystal teardrops.
Oh, I hated those things.
Yeah.
Did you guys grow up with a front room that you couldn't be in?
Yeah, well.
At your grandma's?
No,
my parents.
Have you seen my parents? We didn't have wallpaper doorknobs.
Your house is tiny. Mom's house is tiny.
At my grandma's house, she had it was called the family room.
Right.
The family room was in the front.
Right.
And
we called it the front room, but
the back of the house was the living room.
Right. Yeah.
And those only existed because the living room was added later as an addition on the back of the house. But I could be in it. There just wasn't a lot to do there because the TV was in the living room.
We were not supposed...
This house is exactly the house my grandma...
No, we had a front room, and then we had the back room, the living room with the TV in it. But the front room, we were not supposed to be in it, but we would do it all the time when they were not around, or when they were around and not paying attention.
I think the whole idea
we would wrestle in there.
I think the whole idea is the family room is what I also understood it to be. Was like the showcase room.
Yeah,
and it was there to be untouched until
the record player was in there.
Easter.
It was for like big holiday gathering when all the family, and then everybody had to like spread out because there were so many of us.
And then also no one stayed there because again the TV was
in the back room.
Yeah, it's in the back room.
It should be noted too, I was the only child floating around that house, so there wasn't anyone for me to play with. Right. So like if I'm not watching TV, like what am I going to do? Just sit? But there were like 2 sets of furniture because the living room had like a couch and 2 recliner chairs, and then the family room in the front had a couch and a love seat and another chair and a table. And there was like a dining room area.
It's funny because your family dynamic is like your parents are kind of your grandparents. I mean,
this was my grandmother, my legitimate grandparent.
Okay.
But
I was talking about like because you were talking about how you're the only child is because like everybody else.
Your siblings are much older than you.
Yes, yeah. That's what I was like. I have siblings, but I was the only kid. There were only other children there when my cousins would come over.
Right.
But that's why I was like, I didn't spend a lot of time in there.
Okay. So the
we're
wife.
In this
anyway,
house.
Back to things that are horrifying.
Okay, the wife takes the girls to a mid-century bedroom with an ensuite and tells them to shower, nap, whatever they need. And the Kensingtons are coming over for dinner later.
Right.
And it's going to be so nice to have company. Then she says, I'm sorry about Alex.
Right.
But Sadie is the only one that catches that.
Yeah.
The other girls...
It's almost an offhand remark, and
she's like, what did you say?
What did you say?
And she just says, have a nap, have a shower. Yeah. She just blows it off.
Have a nap.
Mm-hmm. Well, later, at dinner, the wife has made some sort of black loaf.
It is a big hunk of, like, burnt brisket.
Yeah.
It's meat.
But, when it gets put on the plate, it kind of almost looks like burnt meatloaf also. It's just gross.
It's supposed to be an animal, not of this.
Yeah. We don't know what it is. So the Kensingtons are a husband and wife and 2 twin young men. They are not boys. They are young men.
So the dad is played by Dana Gould, who will go on to create the show.
Dana Gould.
He will go on to create the show Stand Against Evil. He will be in every episode of the show.
I love Stand Against Evil.
I know you did. That's why. Dana Gould is
I was wondering why he was familiar, but I didn't look him up.
He is a stand-up comedian of some...
That's when I learned I could wear socks and boots and dresses.
And
it looks fine.
You are a character in that show. He and Bob Goldthwait traveled together and do stand-up together and made a whole show about it. He's very funny. He's earned all his propers, and like I said, will make Stand Against Evil, in which he's the town gravedigger, and he's in like almost every episode.
Every episode, yeah.
And the character I love...
Everybody go watch Stand Against Evil.
Who makes out with the character with the boots and the thing. So it's kind of like, it's kind of like us. And the boys just think freshly shaved Property Brothers.
Oh, yeah,
Boy,
kinda.
do they look like...
They are very identical, though.
What if the Property Brothers were clones
are not identical.
and they pulled them out of the vat like 2 weeks too early? That's what these boys look hairless and wet, and they're kind of...
You're like, these aren't right.
They're just a little less scary than the
less scary. Oh my god. Okay, so this family is also super mid-century. Like, mom's got like the 70s vest. It's just crazy. The girls ask them about the tire, and they say, yep, the boys will help you out after dinner. Right. But then there's a creepy prayer that immediately sets me off. These are Satanists. Every single person here... The prayer is to Satan.
Well, it is to the master.
Yes.
And this, that, and it's nothing overt.
It's not overt, but it's not to God.
When one of the girls goes, amen, almost like a question, everyone gives her a stink eye.
Yeah, they do. They do. So then Sadie asks what the food is, and they tell her it's a Sunday roast. But she's like, I don't eat meat. And they all get real upset about the fact that she doesn't eat meat. They're like, some people don't have the luxury of not eating meat, which is true.
Ding! My check mark over here is how you touch on my getting out of the episode.
Yeah, okay. The other members of the band say it's super good. And the twins say, I thought there were 4 of you. And Mrs. Kensington then yells at them to shut up.
Yeah, the mom goes, enough, because the boys are spilling some tea here.
They're spilling tea. So later, the girls are back in their room, and Ava, that is Hannah from Dirk Gently, she's taking a bath, and we see a shadow of a girl, like, slam against the glass. That doesn't come back, though, and I don't understand why it happened.
They're just, like, creepy shit.
I mean, they are kind of being haunted.
I want to say that it's the ghost of Alex, because Alex does show up at the end of this little thing. Something to understand in this movie that I kind of got derailed with was it's not as complicated. You're not going to get a lot of resolution.
You're not.
Everybody is right in the middle of their story. And I was going to be like, is Catherine, young Catherine, does this connect? These are so loosely connected. And it's just basically everyone's dealing with their own ass shit that doesn't necessarily move on to other people's shit.
I agree. So we're back outside in the main room. I took that to be sorry.
The ghost of Alex was like trying to warn them or something.
Yeah. So the other two are talking about how Sadie thinks the entire experience is creepy, and Kim thinks they should just make the best of things. Sadie's being snoopy and going through all the drawers, and she finds a knife in the drawer, but she leaves it where it is. Kim starts talking about how the missing friend, Alex, and how Sadie let her leave that night. She's like, I can't believe you let her leave that night because you wanted to fuck some guy.
Yeah.
And then she starts to vomit black goo.
Yeah, both the girls start getting sick, puking up their weird beast.
Yes, and then Sadie runs out to the living room where the entire party is still here playing cards in the living room.
Which also is a weird throwback to me, like when you got up and your parents
were playing Farkle at 3 a.m.
Farkle, exactly.
Yes. They're smoking pot and playing Farkle. Yeah, that was my parents.
This is not quite that, but along those lines. These people are like playing bridge with a cordial.
Sorry, yeah. Not quite what I grew up to. So the dad, Dale, he's like, oh, newcomers, they'll be fine once I give them some medicine.
The medicine.
Yeah. So then he pours what looks like milk from one of those jars with a...
Production says it was buttermilk and yogurt mixed together.
Disgusting.
And I'm not sure why the girls were like, how about let's do something else?
Yeah.
Just anything.
Anything else.
You guys have just Pepto-Bismol, maybe?
Yeah, that would work.
Maybe let's add a bunch of dairy into our stomachs.
Yes.
Right, well,
just buttermilk. I don't know.
I don't know. So he brings it to the girls, and the girls have been dressed in now smocks, matching smocks, and they're sitting next to each other. And then he gives them the glasses, and they drink in unison, together. Now they are whatever this food was has messed with their brains.
They're biologically purged it, but now they're in.
It already changed them.
Yeah.
Sadie wants to leave, and the other two girls refuse, and they just lay down together on one of the full beds.
Yeah.
Ava says,
"You're vegetarian. This is sweet vegetation.
This is how you survive."
Me.
Yeah. Ava says that she wishes Alex was here, but she's dead, and she wishes Sadie was a better friend to Alex.
Right.
Yes.
She's being a drowsy asshole.
Yeah. And so upset now, Sadie goes to the bathroom and starts looking at pictures of Alex. Outside, she then looks out the blinds, and she sees the twin boys are just standing there staring at their room. And so she goes to the knife that she found.
She gets that knife.
And she gets the knife, and she sits down on the floor next to the bed where the girls are sleeping, like she's on guard.
Like she's
guarding her friends.
Yeah.
And then we have a dream where Alex is in one of those smocks, and she's walking down the road, and she's like, I had more faith in you than that. Why did you leave me?
Why did you leave me here? And then Sadie wakes up. It's a little nightmare about her dead friend. She wakes up, and she's alone in the room. She's alone.
And she looks out the window. Her bandmates are outside with the twins and other members.
There's a bonfire. The Kensingtons are out there, and they're doing a blood ritual basically for youth, it seems like.
Yeah.
Because they keep chanting, the damned don't grow old.
The damned don't grow old.
Has begun my transition.
Transition, yep,
So
and then
the girls are now marked on their foreheads.
And then the mark soaks into their skin.
Yeah. And they're
doing a ritual to make these girls probably wives for the twins.
Yeah, it's gross because it means that they were both promised 2 because they were like, I thought there were 4 of them.
They
were
promised 2. Yeah, but it is gross.
Yeah.
Then one of those bear trap things catches Sadie's boot,
Yep.
and they hear her. So the girls come after her as she's trying to get free. And they say, don't be a baby to her. And she kicks them and slices at them, and she gets free.
Yeah, she uses a knife to wedge open a bear trap or something.
Yeah, just enough to get her boo free, yeah. It happens fast. And then she runs to, like, a barn or something, and the girls then pass one by one in front of the barn. So she thinks she's in the clear, but then Alex is behind her. You left me here to die. Now you can all die together.
And Sadie runs into the desert.
She runs into the desert.
Okay, so she runs into the desert. She sees headlights on the road and tries to wave them down. When she sees that, she moves. Don't worry. She moves for a second, and one of the things is right behind her. And when
really?
I
missed that.
I caught this on the second time through.
Okay.
There's a reason I went through this twice that I'll talk about at the end. But yeah, when she moves like this, it's there.
Okay.
And then when she moves back, she covers it completely.
Interesting.
At the transition of every story, one of the floaty things kind of marks it. But these guys don't care if you see it or not.
They are like kind of like angels of death, right?
Well,
they are reapers.
There's literally versions of the types of the damned in this that it's interesting.
It isn't. Yeah, no, I'm hearing you.
Because we're going to talk about where these things come from soon. Well, towards the end.
Yeah, we will. Yeah.
So anyway, she's waving down the car, the things behind her, and now we move into The Accident. The Accident is directed by David Bruckner. He did The Night House and The Ritual, two movies that we
love The Ritual, and I don't remember The Night House enough.
But
sorry.
They are both straight-ass bummers, and this is a
But The Ritual is a good movie.
Yeah,
it is a bummer.
The Ritual's great.
It's great. It's scary.
And this is the roughest part of this movie.
It is the roughest part. It is the roughest part.
Hit by a car.
This is going to be as close to The Loved Ones as we've been in a long time. So we cut inside of the car that's coming down the road. The driver is on his phone with his wife.
His name is Lucas. He's on the phone with his wife, and she's sending him pictures of
doing
dresses.
What you do sometimes.
I do, but I don't expect you to respond to me while you're driving.
No, you do it in person.
Yeah. Oh, I do it in person. Yeah, I do. I'll wait till you get home. I'm going to try on these dresses for you.
There's multiple pictures
I do that.
And she's asking what color, the pink dress or the black dress.
Yeah.
And he says pink, and he's like, the silence happens. He's like, you want to wear black, don't you? So
why does she bother asking? I only ask you when I legitimately want your opinion. Like, if I know what I wanted to wear, that's not happening.
Sure.
Anyway,
this little interaction, the pink and black question has to be tabled because he slams into this girl in the middle of the road.
And his windshield shatters and it's covered in blood. He's hit Sadie. Her body rolls away.
Absolutely broken on the road.
She is. Lucas, in shock for a bit, just sits there. And then he tells his wife he has to call her back. And then he gets out of the car and he's all worried what to do. He sees this body and he's like pacing back and forth. And then suddenly we hear choking, gurgly noises from the body.
Okay, the special effects are probably the best here in the movie as far as like realistic and gore. Like, she is mangled.
She's mangled.
And this poor actress is the one who had to act scared through one whole story and then spend an entire second story
as a body
fucking spasming, seizing, choking.
Yeah. I hope she got paid well.
She's me too. She's a suffering creature at this point. And he calls 911.
Right, well, his phone rings first, and his wife is called back, but he tells her he has to call her back.
Right, that's the call.
And then he calls 911. But 911 can't tell where he is because there's no cross streets. He doesn't know where he is.
He's in the middle of nowhere.
He's in the middle of nowhere. He screams it out. So they group call, and an EMT now joins the call. And he tells the EMT all of her injuries, and they tell him, you need to move her because we don't know where you are. And you see the lights of this town nearby. You need to take her.
He's like, move her? Yeah. So he picks up this poor
injured girl, and puts her in the back seat.
And they start heading south.
They head south, yeah. So he drives really, really fast. He's going like 90 miles an hour.
Trying to do the right thing.
He's trying. That's true.
It's like, I'm trying to save your fucking life. You're on the right page
here. Yeah.
And they go, you need to talk to her, make sure she's there. And he literally says, I'll do everything I can.
Yeah. When he gets there, 911 tells him to like flag down somebody or flash your lights at oncoming traffic. And he's like, there's nobody here.
It's a dark town.
There's no other cars. There's no people walking about.
But he notices that blue
H.
With a white H hospital sign.
So he follows that to the hospital. And he takes her through the emergency doors into the hospital, yelling for help.
Yeah. Now, this is kind of awesome because this is a real hospital. That's why the production value is so good here.
Oh.
It's a wing of a real hospital that was under construction, and they let them...
Love it.
The gurneys were really there they're stacked up.
I love that.
So he walks in and he's like, starts yelling, and then he's like, this fucking place is abandoned.
Well, you can see, like, there's a spilled coffee cup, the TV's still on.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like everybody just left in a hurry.
Yeah.
He carries her further into the hospital, further into the wing, but there's still no one. And 911 keeps telling him, there has to be people there. Just find somebody and ask for help.
So just a little production thing here. This broken girl is in his arms, but he, during this whole time, has one of those...
It's not Bluetooth.
It's not Bluetooth.
It's wired.
Of the time, it's like buds.
Wired earbuds.
Plugged into his phone.
Yeah.
So the whole time, he could just speak to the air, and the whole conversation is happening out loud.
Yes. And finally, the 911 keeps telling her, how is the girl? How is the girl? And he looks at her. And as he looks at her, her fucking leg falls off.
Okay. It doesn't... Hang on.
It fucking falls off.
So what is so harrowing about this to me is... He's like, there's no one here, there's no one here. He's alone, and the dispatch people keep going, sir, I need you to calm down, sir, and I fucking hate that.
Well, that is how, if you've ever heard, like, recordings of 911 calls, that is how they, and I get it, they're trained to, like, be calm and stuff, but you're like, don't tell me to calm down, this is the worst fucking moment of my life.
So it's the worst moment of multiple people's lives happening right now, and they're like, sir?
You have trained for this. I just fucking showed up.
This is your Tuesday. I'm killed a human, you know? So, yes, they're like, sir, and the voice tries to center him. How's the girl? And the camera does this beautiful move down. And she's kind of looking up and coughs a little blood. And then a close-up on her knee, the bones slide to the side and snaps
just
down.
De-articulate.
And it is horrifying.
It's hanging by the skin only.
By skin only.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, shit, because blood is now pouring.
Well, because now her artery broke. Yeah.
He gets her on the gurney, and the leg swings off the side.
Yeah.
And
911 tells her to tourniquet her leg.
She's like, get a tourniquet. So he gets his belt off. And she's on the phone. She's like, do it as tight as you can.
Yep.
And
then 911 asks her how her breathing is.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's not good. And then the EMT yells, I need to hear it. I need to hear it. And
he actually has to bring his bud right down into her face. And he's like, can you hear it? And she's like, you're going to have to intubate.
Yeah. Intubate. She actually just says yes.
Okay. So what also we're not articulating here is...
There's an edge of sadism to the entire conversation.
As we're moving deeper into this experience, the voices are overlapping each other a little bit more, getting a little breathier. And if you're not paying attention to the terrible thing you're seeing online... you would be like, what's going on with these people on the phone? Yeah.
So the EMT tells her that he needs to intubate. There's got to be an intubation kit. And she starts, like, saying all the different names an intubation kit can be labeled with.
And he's running around opening
trying to find it. And all he finds is a tube.
Yeah.
So 911 then walks him through how to intubate. This poor girl is just choking on her own blood. So he puts his fingers into her mouth.
It's like there should be a blade to cut, but that's not there. It's only a tube. So he's going to have to do it down the throat. Reach in, and he's like, you want me to reach into her mouth? This poor actress.
I know.
He sticks his fingers down into this woman's mouth, and it cuts to the inside to the glottis.
Camera shows us all of it, yeah.
Yeah, past the glottis, and he spreads it open, and they're like, don't hesitate. And he starts shoving this thing down as this woman's just like...
And then she starts to bite him.
Yeah, and she's like, she's biting me!
And then he looks at her eyes, and he knows something is wrong.
Yeah.
He's like, something is wrong. And now a new voice is on the line.
And now a man's voice shows up on the line. He's like, I'm a surgeon. I've been here listening to the whole
Actually, the first thing he says is, she's close to death. It's so creepy. This man's voice just... Because it's been women the whole time. This man's voice shows up, and it says, she's close to death. And at that point, you're like...
What?
What weird supervisor is on the line?
Because it's just all in the air. So, and when you're listening, like, with headphones on, like, another voice pops up, and I'm just like, Jesus fuck. This is why... The second time I watched this, I didn't remember anything past this.
Yeah, absolutely.
This blew my brain up.
Well, you're just stuck in that.
Yeah. And as soon as that guy says, that, the lights go out.
Yeah.
The power goes out.
Well, I think they get weirdly brighter. I want to say it's different.
Out. I thought it went dark.
I think extra lights went on. Oh, I don't know.
There's all different things. So then the new voice has said he's a surgeon, and he's been listening the entire time.
Which is why?
Why? Why? Yeah, exactly. Why have you been there the whole time?
I've had major surgery. They don't just hang out on the phone.
No, they don't have time for that shit. So then the surgeon tells Lucas that the girl has broken ribs on her right side, and he needs to compress her lungs.
And he's like, I didn't tell you that.
He's like, I didn't tell you that.
How do you know this?
How do you know this? But the surgeon just says over and over, compress the lung, compress the lung, compress the lung, to the point where Lucas is just like, All he can do is compress the lung because he can't no longer think because he's just got his adrenaline and all this outside stimuli.
He still has his hand down this woman's throat.
He does.
This actor's great, by the way. He has this moment where they're like getting more instructions about this, and his
body just decides to say, these people are the authority, and I listen. I no longer question.
It's compliance.
It is compliance.
The whole idea. Exactly what I just said. Oh, sorry. I didn't hear you. I said
no longer question.
Well, okay.
Same thing.
Sorry. There's a movie called Compliance that was based on...
I thought you meant in actual life, not referencing something.
It was based on a true story about a shoplifter in a fast food place and they call the cops, and it's not a cop, and they force this woman to like strip search her and stuff like that.
I don't like this.
And the whole it's rough.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is like what normal ass people do when they don't question that the authority is real.
Right.
But this actor is like...
He's trying to save this girl's life.
When he's saying, how do you know this? I didn't tell you this. He's not talking to them. He's like trying to figure fucking something out here.
Yeah, he is.
But like you said, they override him with yelling at him.
Well, and also this girl is dying in front of him, and he's like...
all of it. Yeah, he's got too much stimulus. He's got adrenaline. He just
decisions.
Can't. At this point, his brain has said, listen to them, you'll survive.
Yeah. And this scene is exactly this heroine. It's so hard to watch.
It's so
happening
hard.
Fast and...
So the surgeon wants Lucas to make an incision 5 to 7 inches long just below the rib cage. Yeah. And then he wants him to put his hand up inside this incision and compress her lung.
Yeah.
So Lucas...
Has anyone told him to put gloves on?
No. So he's following directions and he's looking her in the eye. And as he has his hand up in her torso, she's crying. She has tears.
They make eye contact and a single tear runs down her eye.
It's so awful. Bad. And then he compresses the lung.
And she dies instantly.
She does.
It kills her immediately.
It kills her immediately.
And then everyone on the phone starts to laugh.
Oh, God. Yeah, there's just giggling.
And
it's actually slow. It's actually like, it's a little slower because he's like, it's all quiet and he withdraws his hand from her mouth. He withdraws his hand from her lung. And then the giggling starts.
Yeah.
And it's just horrible.
He's just confused. The laughter is so alien in this moment. He's just like...
And then he throws his phone on the floor.
Yeah.
Just takes it all out.
Once he finally absorbs what's happening.
And he starts, going through this hospital. Like, what the fuck? And the giggling is following him. Yeah. But he gets to the exit and he can't get out. The door has been chained shut. He takes off, the handle on the push bar. And he starts, slamming it against the glass, trying to get out. And it goes to black.
And it cuts to black.
And then we wake up to the red exit sign.
We cut back in and some time has passed. He's sitting on the floor. And he can hear the cell phone vibrating from the room where the body is.
Right. So he gets up and he follows it back to the operating room where he left the girl. And he picks up his phone and it says it's his wife. So he answers it as if it's her. But it's not. It's the 911 operator, the EMT, and the surgeon all together again.
And this weird, now the chorus is overlapping and almost repeating.
They're saying the same thing but differently and also slightly off.
And slightly off. So it's like this.
Instead of yes, 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 it's it's like yes, affirmative, all right,
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Yes.
It's fucking good.
It's creepy. They tell him they're going to have to talk about this. And he's like, he doesn't deserve what happened to me. Yeah.
And they're like, why do you say that?
They want information. And he's just like...
She was in the middle of the road, in the middle of the night, in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, it's not my fault.
It's not my... How could I have known? And suddenly they're just like...
You're right. It's not your fault.
You're right.
Yeah, and they explain...
Go be with your wife.
Go be with your life. You can leave.
And he's like, I could just leave?
Yeah, but first he needs to find the locker room.
Yeah, they're like... And now they start giving him new instructions. Go to the locker room, and he goes, and there's fresh clothes.
There's fresh clothes. And so he cleans himself up.
He's scrubbing the blood
He gets dressed. He walks out the front door. And he sees his bloody, beat-up car, and he gets despondent for a second.
And he goes tweet to undo it, and instead of his car behind him
is a duplicate car. So he gets in that car, and it's clean and unscratched and everything, and he drives away. And as he's driving away, he asks them if he needs to worry about anything back there. And they tell him no, absolutely not. And he says, good, I'm hanging up now. And then there's still a little bit of blood on his phone.
Yeah.
And as he drives away, the camera pans to a phone booth, where a woman tells him good night and hangs up the phone.
Yes. So as he turns the corner before we pull into that lot, a floaty thing is in the...
I missed that too. God, how did I miss all of them?
They're super easy to miss. This one is like the first one. It's way back in the distance and it's hovering there. So what do you think about that one real quick? Is it, like you say, he's trying to do the right thing so he's allowed to get out? Is that it?
But I think at the end, he did the wrong thing, so it feels like they're not going to be done fucking with him.
Do you think
I was going to say, I feel like he's still trapped. I feel like no matter what.
Because he's not, trapped. He didn't ask us, like,
he didn't get out.
He didn't ask, like, what's going to happen to her.
Right.
Like, how do we tell her family?
Yeah.
is it okay that I leave? Like, everything up to that point.
All he says is, do I have to worry about this?
Yeah.
Devil's advocate here. If this, obviously this is purgatory and these are demons and devils, would they rather the people that get out be the people who have this hanging over them that they can control?
No, man, I think this is the job of the place. I think everything in this is not the real world, right?
No, but it's not the real world now, but if they let him leave, but the kind of guy who gets to leave is the kind of guy who's going to be back.
Sure.
And he's going to torture himself in real life.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, if he is a good person and he finally got to leave, that's going to bother him forever. And he's going to be always trying to, like, forget that he killed a girl. But I was like, it's just the fact that he didn't ask at all.
Okay. So this actually I'll kind of address this at the end. Because it's kind of my thing about the movie that I'm like, But speaking of they're trapped, as we pull back, there is this woman on the phone that is one of the people talking to him. And she hangs up the payphone and walks into a dive bar called The Trap. And we have gotten into...
This is how we walk into the next story.
called Jailbreak. And it's...
So the woman walks into the bar. She asks for a beer and a whiskey. And Al, who's the bartender, he won't give it to her until she shuts the door.
Right. This is the whole point of contention.
And she's like, the door is shut. And he's like, no, it's not latched. Yeah. And then another patron at the bar says, she sounds sure of herself, Al, but being sure is just another way of being lazy.
And this is a huge guy, not at the bar, but actually at the booth across the way.
Correct.
And when we cut to him, we kind of see what this bar is. It seems to be wrapped in plastic.
Yeah, it's under construction.
It's covered, and the whole back end of the bar is just tables and chairs stacked on top of each other in boxes. So it's like... abandoned also, but these people they're
here anyways.
They're playing bar, essentially.
Yeah.
You know, there's like 3 patrons and this smarmy bartender and this woman.
And so the woman then offers that patron, if he shuts the door for her, she'll buy him a beer. So agreeing, he's like, sure. But then as soon as that happens, somebody comes into the bar with a shotgun.
Yeah, bangs the door up with a shotgun.
Yeah, and he's telling them all to put their hands on the table.
Yeah. Now, I wonder if that whole conversation about the door was like, this guy couldn't get in if that door was shut.
I bet that is true. And it's a demon bar, so he wasn't getting in.
Apparently there's demons in this movie, guys. We're about to talk about it. Because this is a whole different vibe from what we just talked about.
So they warn him that this is not an average bar, and you do not want to be robbing this place.
This is not the place. But he's like, it's not a robbery.
But he's like, this is not a robbery. I'm looking for my sister, and he shows a picture. Her name is Jessie, and he knows that she's in this town.
Yeah.
But then he notices the bartender's tattoo, and he has like an evil eye with a cross and other symbols.
There's symbols on his hand with an evil eye on the middle of it.
And he asks where he got it. Meanwhile, that patron behind has grown really long nails,
and his hand transforms into like a monster.
And he like slashes his back open.
Yeah.
So then the gunman, he turns around and shoots his hand off.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I know I can't kill you, but I can hurt you.
Yeah.
And then he blows his head off.
He blows off somebody else's head.
Sorry, my bad.
He blows off the bartender's head later.
Sorry.
Yeah, he blows off the guy's hand and he says, I don't know if I can kill you.
He doesn't blow his head off.
I know.
One over here.
Oh, look, I got one. He says, I don't know. Fuck, that's got to be a fucking clip. He blows off the hand and says, I don't know if I can kill you or not, but I know that hurts. Now everybody's kind of backed up because he's willing to shoot.
Yep.
And the bartender says, I know where she's at. And he's like...
But it's nowhere you can go.
But it's nowhere you can go. He's like, you're going to take me to her. Yeah. So he grabs the bartender out of the bar. And
and he shoves him in his car.
In his car. He gets in the back seat with the shotgun
and he makes him drive.
And he's like, you drive.
So on the road, the bartender tells the gunman that it won't be long until the whole valley finds out.
I love that they called it the valley.
Yeah, and that
is south or down.
Yep. And that it looks like the desert, but he does not go out there. He might not come back.
So he basically says, I know they're all going to be after me, but if I tell you to get off this road, get off the road. He's like, hey, man, you can't get off the road here.
Yeah.
That looks like desert out there, but if you go out there, that's the end.
You can't come back. We're not coming back, yeah.
So, like, there's rules about this highway. Mm-hmm. And then they pull up to...
An ice cream shop.
An ice cream shop. It's called Freezin' Over.
Freezin' Over. Okay. Mm-hmm. But they go to the back of the store, and the bartender tells him it's just through there. But he's like, that's a wall.
Yeah.
And he gets so upset. And he
shotgun butt to the guy's nose and says, stop being so vague or something like that.
Yeah, and the bartender starts to laugh, and the gunman apologizes. because he doesn't want to hurt anybody. And the bartender says, "It's okay, Danny." And he's like, "How do you know my name?"
Then the bartender puts his tattooed hand up here.
Because he's got to use that third eye.
His evil eye matches his eye, and we get this
overlay. There's spirits back there.
This tattoo vision, which is Danny standing there and everything's blue, and there's two what I think they're versions of the damned. They're naked old men standing there on either side of Danny, just kind of becoming aware that Danny's there.
Yeah.
And the bartender just starts laughing and is like, "Oh, Danny, you're fucked. You don't even know it yet." And he blinks. And the tattoo blinks with his other eye. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
And then he turns and can see through demon vision the door that's actually there. And he unlocks the door for Danny.
So inside, we're in a waiting room, and there's like two guys in the waiting room, and there's like a curtain screen.
It's just like a shitty tattoo parlor is what it is.
And it's all dark and lamps. It's pretty cute.
Yes, lamps.
And then behind the screen, we see Jesse is giving some guy a tattoo the old-fashioned way.
The tap and needle.
The tap and needle, yeah.
And the design looks very much like the hand tattoo.
Yeah, but much bigger on this guy's back.
Yeah. She is the demon tattooist of Purgatory.
Right. And so as she sees Danny, they hug. And I know her from something, so I had to look her up.
No, I don't know her at all.
She's from the Mindy Project. I feel bad because I did not write her name down for some reason because I thought you would do it, so I didn't have to.
No, yeah,
I recognized her, and I know her from the Mindy Project.
Who did she play in the Mindy Project?
Let me get back there.
One of the front desk nurses, or
Chipper Newton is her name. This is Chipper Newton.
Oh,
she looks
you recognize her from the Mindy Project, right?
I recognize her from
other things. She's in lots of things. She's in so many things. She's like a couple episodes here, a couple episodes there.
Okay.
Like she was in 10 episodes of the Mindy Project. So I'm like, well, that has to be where I know, like, she's soaked in. She was in the ABCs of Death.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, she was in M is for Miscarriage, which is the same fucking shit.
They hug and everything, and she goes, "Oh, Danny, you got old."
Yeah.
Because their age difference. And she's like, and he's like, "I've been looking for you for 13 years. Ooh. So she's been in here for 13 years, not aging. Apparently. I mean, you have to read between the lines there. He's been on the outside. And then she's like, "Wait a minute. How did you get here?"
Yeah.
And the bartender takes that opportunity to knock his knee out.
Yes, he knocks his knee out. He falls down. And then he shoots at him.
Well, he pulls up the shotgun, and Jessie gets between the two of them, and she's like, "Yo, I don't want to leave. I don't want you to save me." And he starts going, "But I came so far, whatever." And the bartender mocks him. And
and that's when he shoots him.
And
he blows his head off.
Explodes. And it's a great head explosion. And the wave of the gore goes back into the waiting room all over the people sitting.
And they don't move.
They don't move.
It's
hilarious. They just sit there with...
Yep, it's something that happened.
Again, it's a lot of this. It's the earthquake at the diner. Yeah. Everyone around is just like...
This is what happens here.
Yeah, I guess you just get splattered with brains sometimes.
So then Danny basically just picks up his sister and kidnaps her.
Fireman carries her, like you said, basically kidnapped. She's screaming, "Put me down."
Yep, and so they drove to the end of the road. And Jesse tells him that they're not supposed to go out there. Like, he's considering driving in the dirt, in the desert.
Yeah, so the road literally ends. It's like the world changed a little bit, where it's like there's no more highway. And it just turns into sand. And, she's not supposed to go out there. But the headlights hit the back. It seems like the town has caught up with him. And he's like, "I don't have any choice."
Yeah, well, she also actually tells him right before that, she's like, "If you do this, it's not for me. It's for you."
This is for you.
Yeah. So he's got no choice, so he goes off-road. And he's like, "I can't see anything." And Jesse tells him there's nothing to see.
There's nothing to see.
She's like, "Don't slow down. You're not supposed to be here. You can't stay here. And you can't take me with you."
Yeah, she even says, "Where's your gun? Because you may need to use it on me." And he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
But he doesn't want to leave her behind, right? So they stop, though. Suddenly, too late.
He slams on the brakes and everything silences. Because also while they're driving, I mean, it's like all
it's shaking. The car feels like it's falling apart.
You could hear
there's flashes of light,
which might be headlights. You can hear it kind of hooping and hollering.
Yeah, and Jesse's like, "You can't stop," but he does. He stops.
Once you're out here, you can't stop. But it stops now because it's like all too much for him. And once he stops, the car dies.
Yeah.
It can't get it back started.
And then Jesse tells him that this place was made for people like me.
Yeah.
And did you ever think about Mom and Dad? And he's like, "You can't blame yourself. It's not your fault. You were a kid." And she's like, "I killed them, Dammy.
And I killed them because I wanted to.
And this place found me. And I'm here because I want to be. And I love it here."
Yeah.
And then as they look at each other, hands come through the car window.
Jesse just sighs. This whole time she's kind of like, "You should have just let me go." And that's when hands come through the window and drag Danny out.
Yes.
They're, again, the blue color, like lit, naked, pudgy old men.
Almost like covered in like paint, almost.
Yeah.
The cracking
it's like the...
Or mud, like white mud.
They designed it so it's like they're luminescing in the moonlight, almost.
Yes.
This is incredibly Carnival of Souls. This is a call back to that because the damned in that are naked, white, like fat men.
Yeah.
That all grab on her at some point at the end. So she kind of gets over into the driver's seat, turns on the headlights, the car starts up now, and Danny is just on his knees with his clothes being ripped off of him by like 5 of these guys.
Yeah.
And they start kind of cracking his bones like he's a fucking chicken, right?
Almost, yeah. And so she just gets in the car and drives away.
Yeah, she reverses and then clicks on the radio and kind of smiles.
Yeah, and she drives back to the ice cream parlor / tattoo shop.
And you can see the hovering things in the moonlight as she drives down the road.
And a teenage girl comes out of the bathroom, and Jessie just walks up to the wall, and she puts her hand on her eye, and she's like, what are you looking at?
Yeah, this teenage girl kind of peeps around the corner at her as she's doing her eye thing, and she goes, what are you looking at?
Right, next
and
story.
that brings us finally into The Way In. The other side bookend of this, also directed by Radio Silence. And this young girl at the freezing over returns to her parents' outside table where they're having ice cream.
Ice cream, yeah.
It's dark.
It's dark, and they're talking about how, like, this is their last weekend together before she goes to college. Yep. And then also we see that somebody is watching.
Somebody's in the parking lot watching.
Somebody's watching from the parking lot. So the family drive to a rental house, and Mom and Dad start making dinner, and the girl, she goes to change her clothes, and then there's a knock on the door.
Okay, so couple things here. The rental house is, what is that?
Nothing. What I miss?
Ugh, Mike's talking about the movie.
Fingers are ready. I'm ready to make a correction. I don't know where it's coming from yet.
The rental house is kind of a weird, sprawling thing. It's one story. It's weird.
It's a ranch,
right?
Michael. It's another ranch house.
And it really is evocative of a motel, though. And when they walk in, they're not happy. They're like, this looked better in the picture. So they're not loving this Airbnb.
There is not going to be, in this part of town, in this part of the country,
in this part of the
there's not really going
universe.
To be a lot of houses that are older than mid-century, because that's when we moved to the desert, when our technology allowed us to water our lawns and steal water and move the water to Arizona.
I don't know what argument you're having right now.
Just saying that I'm
just using the wrong words.
I'm just saying all the architecture is mostly mid-century. If there are bungalows, it's like few and far between.
There could be adobes out there.
There could be adobe bungalows.
Can you say adobe?
Right.
Adobe.
It's adobe.
I'm doing Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
I don't know it enough.
Because his bike was stored in the basement of the Alamo, and there is no basement in the Alamo. And then what's her name from Saturday Night Live was going, can you say adobe?
Yeah.
Adobe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The movie's almost over.
We're trying.
We are in the 5th story. It is almost over.
Anyway, the other thing is the girl goes down the hallway to the bedroom to start to unpack while, like you said,
while they're making dinner.
The wine. And you can very much at this point go, oh, wow, this feels familiar. Did you not?
I did.
Right. Because that bedroom hallway, we saw a lot of times
in the beginning.
And when she rolls back there, you're like, oh, I think I know where we are.
Yeah. So Dad looks out the window, but there's no one there. And then there's another knock on a door on the other side of the house.
Happens. This is completely bizarre because no one should be knocking on this
house in the middle of nowhere. There should be nobody. So anyways, Dad goes to the other side of the house. He looks out the blinds, and then he tells his wife to call the cops. We do not see what he saw.
No.
She calls, and it's going to take 30 minutes for the cops to arrive.
Yeah, because they're far out someplace.
Yeah, they're in the middle of nowhere.
She says they're at 6255 Bethel Lane.
What does that mean?
It's the motel room number that Mitch walked into.
Oh, I missed that.
No one should get this.
Okay.
No one's rewatching this movie like Memento. Like I did last night when I was trying to connect a couple things. I'm like, oh, I put The Way On the Way In side by side. And there's the knock when Mitch walks by that motel room, and there's a knock, 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 knock. That's the same knock that they're knocking on the door right now.
Got it.
Right.
Okay, so outside there's a man in a mask. And by the way, did you clock what these masks were?
God damn it. Everyone, we're here for another 20 minutes. So we're not. I worked very hard to find these exact masks.
Okay.
One is Clark Gable. They're vaguely cartoon.
Okay.
They're very cartoony.
They just reminded me of Nixon masks, but they weren't Nixon. Think Point Break.
It's that kind of Point Break caricature mask of existing people. They're plastic. They're hard plastic.
Hard plastic like the 80s masks.
Yeah, strapped over
I
your
had
face.
a Garfield one.
One is Clark Gable, almost definitely. The weird, like, half smile, I'm almost certain is Robert Mitchum. people were saying Reagan. I'm like, this is Robert Mitchum. And the third one with the mustache, I looked so hard trying to find it.
I love that you did this.
One, I kind of want the Robert Mitchum. They're terrifying looking. These masks make these guys look terrifying.
Yeah, they do.
And in the pantheon of horror masks, we're talking You're Next. And The Strangers and, you know, The Purge, where people show up with these creepy masks. I don't know why these three masks aren't, like...
This movie is not well known.
It's not well known enough, I guess. Anyway, three guys with three creepy old man, like, actor masks show up.
So the parents, like, they get outside. They go out the back door, but they find more people with masks on, and they go back inside the house, and the power goes out.
Yeah.
Mom hands Dad a butcher knife.
Yep.
And the men break in.
And the door kicks in.
Yep. And the parents and the daughter get separated as they go to hide.
Yeah. Daughter runs off to the bedroom. She grabs a pair of scissors and hides in a wardrobe.
Yep. And then Mom and Dad are behind the bed in a different bedroom.
Yeah. One of the guys starts to whistle a little bit, which I think is super creepy.
So creepy. Mom and Dad try to ease out of the room that they're in, but the home invaders catch them.
And immediately beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, and they knock them out. So now the parents are tied up, and three men are all around them, and...
And they're on their knees, tied up in front of them.
And one of the men gets down, and he looks into Dad's eyes.
Saying nothing.
And he's just saying nothing. And
then suddenly Dad knows what's going on.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm sorry.
I'll do anything to make it right.
Yeah, and the guy in the mask just shakes his head.
And then the mom's confused.
She's like what is he talking about?
And then the other guy comes down and whispers something in the mom's ear that she can't hear.
And she says, oh my God, you told me. And it pitters off.
You heard you told me?
Yes.
Great.
Dad starts apologizing again. And then Mom is suffocated.
Yeah. And then the man who whispered in her ear takes a T-shirt and starts shoving it down her
and suffocates her. Holds his hands over her nose and suffocates her. And Dad keeps repeating, she's innocent, she's innocent, she's innocent. And then suddenly, the car horn blares and the lights go on outside.
Headlights shine into the house and the horn goes off. And the three men are super confused and go out to check.
And Dad is yelling, go, 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 the entire time.
As one of the men gets to the car, he opens up the door and there's a golf club wedged between the seat and the horn is what's holding it on. And he rips that out, so it gets quiet.
Yep. And then the girl comes up behind him and stabs him with some scissors.
Yeah. Her name's Jim. So many of these characters' names you only...
Jim is the dad.
It's Jimmy. J-E-M. It's like Jim in the holograms.
Oh, Jim. Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't
matter.
matter.
Got it. All right.
We'll just say the girl. Like I said, my notes keep adding the characters when their name is finally dropped 5 minutes into the story.
So she grabs his bat he dropped after she stabbed him and knocks him out. Are you saying his name is Jem or her name is Jem?
The girl.
The girl's name is Jem. Okay, that's where I misunderstood. I thought her name was Catherine. I thought this is Catherine.
No, this is the problem with this movie. Whatever the dad did was to Catherine, not his own daughter.
I thought this was Catherine.
No, why would this be Catherine?
Because it makes sense that he kidnapped Catherine.
And raised her as her own?
Yeah.
For years and years and years?
Yeah.
Nah, man, that's not what this is.
I feel like this is what this is.
He, in some way, is responsible for Catherine. Why would he try to kill his own daughter, then?
He didn't try to. It was an accident.
Why would a home invasion where his daughter is...
He let her go. He didn't know she was going to come back.
Why wouldn't he just kidnap his own daughter?
Jumping the movie here.
But no. This is a family man with his own daughter, with whatever, that did something terrible to a little girl.
Okay.
That's what I took from this.
Okay, that's not what I took from it.
The movie will never tell you.
I know. We obviously came out in two different places. Yeah. Okay, the masked man tells her to go, and so she takes off running. And back inside, one of the masked men then guts Dad with a knife.
The whole idea here is, I think,
And he holds up a picture of the young girl to his face while he dies.
So when they go out and Jim is there and is holding the bat, and the two remaining guys, third injured, is on the ground, and he goes, go, get out of here. It's because he's a father of a daughter. And he doesn't have it in him to kill this person.
Okay.
And then he walks back in, and the father is on the ground next to the corpse of his wife, and he's saying thank you over and over again because they had mercy to let her go.
Sure.
And that's when one holds him up, the other guy stabs him a bunch of times, holds up the picture of Catherine in front of his eyes while the guy behind him holds open his eyes, so the last thing he sees as he's bleeding out is the picture of this young girl.
Right.
I think this man did something to this girl. We have no idea. He kept it a secret from his own wife, which
I feel like
fits. It does fit.
But I feel like when it went wrong and he was so traumatized in the beginning of the movie that it's because he accidentally killed his own daughter.
I think he just accidentally killed an innocent.
Whatever.
Jack doesn't have any of these questions.
So they take off their mask, and it's Jack and Mitch, if you haven't figured it out.
Finally, they take off their masks, and it's Jack and Mitch from the truck in the beginning.
The girl now has shown back up, and she's attacking them with the bat.
Yeah, they think they're done, and she shows back up, and they're pissed. They're like,
we let you go.
We let you go.
And Jack pins her against the refrigerator and is choking her.
And is choking her. She tries to hit him with a knife, and he takes it from her. She's able to reach the open corkscrew from the wine
and stabs him twice
into his armpit. Yeah. And this is the injury he had in the bathroom in the beginning.
Yes. And then she sees her dead parents, and she takes off running down the hallway.
And basically runs directly into
Mitch,
Mitch's
who stabs
knife.
her. Yeah.
Yeah, Mitch steps around a corner with a knife out front, and she basically impales herself on it.
The third man now is waking up, and he looks outside, and the ground is crumbling like a sinkhole.
Yeah.
Bitch asks Jack, what have we done?
What have we done?
What have we done?
See, and that's why I think it's not like, oh no, my daughter. I think he's just like, what have we done here?
Okay.
They have gone way too far into what we were going. I wanted revenge on this guy. You killed this woman, which you can't see any of the expressions because of the masks. So Jack, which is going to lead to something in a second, but anyway, he's like, what have we done? We just got to get out of here.
And then something begins to crawl out of the girl's stomach. Something with tentacles and a scythe.
It looks awesome. Her t-shirt just starts rising in a point, and then it rips out. And
tentacles.
What the things haven't had before is they're tentacles, but they look like millipede legs. They look like big, fat, like millipedes. And then out of the bloom of these tentacles comes one of the floaty things that we've seen throughout the movie. And then it's happening to the parents as well.
It's crawling out of the parents' bodies as well. It's crawling out of the hole in the ground. And so they start to run. And as they're running away, the tentacles on the outside get a hold of the third man and drag him under the ground. What's his name? Shane? Yeah.
Wait, we'll get there.
Jack and Mitch then jump over.
They're jumping over sinkholes to get to the truck.
And they get in the truck, but the truck won't start. But then finally they get to start. As the hole and tentacles are creeping toward them, they back the truck out and they start to drive off.
Yeah.
Unfucking believable, they say.
Yeah. And then Mitch goes, what about Shane? And in my favorite line in the movie, Jack says, fuck Shane. Shane was an asshole.
I know why that's your favorite.
Why? Anyway.
No reason.
Anyway.
Okay, so one of the skeleton creatures jumps on top of the truck and is attacking it with a scythe, but they stop suddenly and it flies off. Then they decide to ram it.
They have a little stare down, they ram it, it disappears, and
then they're just driving.
After some huffing and puffing, says, let's go home.
Let's go home. And then
the DJ says some final thing.
Very similar to the beginning.
And as he's saying it,
we're showing scenes from the beginning.
And as they come into the diner, it ends with the cashier saying, rough night. And credits.
Yeah.
And that's Southbound.
That's Southbound.
What do you think?
I
mean, it's funny. We clearly had some different experience.
We did have a different experience at the end.
Which we hadn't talked about.
No, I was keeping it for the podcast. Okay. I honestly didn't think that you would be so different. But I see where you're coming from, but I also see where I'm coming from. And I feel like it could, this story is so loosey-goosey. The writers could have been either direction, and it would have been fine.
Well, there's literally...
it could be either way.
There's literally
their intention. Yeah.
5 people in Radio Silence at this point, and then 3 other writers. So that's 8.
Yeah.
So, yes, it could be something lost in their own translation.
Yes,
absolutely.
As they
went from story to story.
Because there's so much open to interpretation in this movie.
Isn't true, because all of the Catherine stuff is Radio Silence. Right. The beginning and the end. Mm-hmm. I've already made my case, and I think that's kind of what
you have your case. I don't think you're. I honestly, at this point, I feel like
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, and I'm not fighting for mine, but I feel like mine was also possibility in this because the story is so loose.
Yours has a cohesion that the rest of the movie doesn't have.
Right.
Because I was even looking at the wife of the guy in the car swiping about pink dress or black dress, and I'm like, is that someone? I told you last time, I'm like. I keep having to watch this movie in parts.
You thought that she was someone. Her name was Claire, and she's the second billed person on this movie when you look her up. But she doesn't have. We never see her face. But I thought that's why you were thinking she was somebody.
Well, we see her face in the pictures of her wearing the dress.
Sure.
But also, I'm like, is she someone connected to? Because it's all. It's all women. It's all missing women, lost women,
Yeah.
women moving on to this, that, or the other.
Yeah.
A dead band member. Is the dead band member?
Are we saying there's no male victims in this movie?
I mean, everyone's a victim in this movie.
But I'm sorry, there is no dead male victims in this movie.
No, I don't think so. I mean, Shane.
Except for
fuck
Shane.
Shane. He was an asshole. Anyway. So there's a lot of cohesion that I really love. Like the reason why the T-shirt attacks Jack in the beginning is that's how he shoved it down the wife's throat.
Yeah.
So that
There's so many things like that in this movie.
And you wouldn't necessarily pick up on them because the way out and the way in are so far apart and with a crazy traumatic thing in the middle that you aren't going to pick up all those details.
No, but you did because you watched it again.
Don't watch this movie like that. Don't do that. It's not my whole problem with the movie, which I think this movie's fun. I think it's great.
It is fun.
I like the effects and a lot of the ideas, but after I went, oh, this is purgatory and these people are in a loop, I kind of stopped caring about anything because the movie didn't leave any door to get out. Even the guy in the accident, which is why I brought it up, I'm like, do we think he got out? And the consensus kind of was no. So everyone's just in this cycle of return, making the same bad decisions, and maybe there's a kind of a hope that one will do something to get out, but they're so far from that.
Right.
That I'm just like, this movie's going to repeat 8,000 more times and maybe one will get a redemption.
Right.
Do you think that maybe also if it is purgatory, that guy in the middle, before he arrived in purgatory in this world, hit her, didn't stop, left, and maybe he's been reliving that until he made the right choice?
That's exactly what I thought.
And so now they're like, you're not going back to like Earth, but you can move out of purgatory into like where you're supposed to be because you finally fucking...
Oh, you got to go to hell or wherever.
You fixed your shit.
Well, I think the whole title of the movie is these people are going to hell.
Yeah,
they are
southbound. Yeah.
But also, it's so open to interpretation that is its strength and its weakness, where I'm like, you can tell your own story about how all these characters are going to go, but also you have to tell your own story about how these characters are going to go.
That's why these kind of movies always bug me, because if the stories don't hold together just right, then there's not enough to make it work together, and then you're trying to fill in the gaps, which... Granted, then the movie makers could be like, well, that's what we wanted, was for you to come to... And I'm like, no, you're telling me a story. Fucking tell me the story.
I paid you good money to tell me a story.
I mean, okay,
that's why
I'm sorry.
I do like the top and the bottom because they do go together, and they did, like... I'm always a big fan of when they, like, drop you into the story and you're like, none of this shit makes any sense. And then they come back to the end and they're like, yes, it does.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that in the center at all.
No.
No, it's just filler. But... Like, a lot of... I feel like sometimes...
This is a short film expanded.
Stories should be a little loose because they want to leave it open for you to identify. Like, to find your own path, to learn something from the story.
Which is why I was like, if you do it right, it's nice. Like, I would be okay if they never explained, like, that it was purgatory or, like, what the monsters are or, like, whatever. But there's so much hanging loose that they just never come back to that you're like... It makes some of the things, like, not matter.
Yeah.
Sure.
Does it matter that the girls in the band, that their friend had disappeared? Does it matter? No.
No. Like...
That could have just been taken out entirely, and they could have just got picked up on the road, and I was like, that shit didn't matter.
It's fun while it lasts.
The only reason why is because they had to do something wrong to get there, and what they did wrong was to decide to fuck some older guy, and why she got murdered or whatever.
One of them did, and they blame her for that.
They do.
What did the other two do to be caught up in a meat
God
cult?
only knows.
Right.
She could also be there alone with, like, literally, like, copies of her own friends that are there to make her feel guilty. Like, it can be so... It's purgatory.
And that makes none of it matter.
It's none of it's real. So it is all about torture and self.
You remember how
self-torture.
mad a lot of people got at the end of the series of Lost? It's because I feel like they did this where they kept writing in bizarre stuff that was like fascinating at the time, but they had no overarching plan.
There's no payoff.
And then at the end they're just like, they were dead the whole time. Da-da. And then people are like, wait, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this?
I will say
they were just like,
that
bye.
The DJ at the end has a very, very similar diatribe as he does in the beginning, but changes some words around to basically evoke the idea that there is a possibility of going home, which is what Jack keeps saying. Let's go home.
Let's go home. Yeah.
But to me, that's not enough, especially after hearing this DJ drone on and on and on about stuff throughout the movie, which we decided not to even really talk about other than at the top. I think this movie's great for what it is.
No,
and
I thought it was fun too.
People in a college dorm Yum, yum, yum.
Yeah.
Eat it all up. Just don't think about it. Like, honestly.
Don't think about it. Don't think too hard about it.
If you think about Memento, it doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
So,
but we loved that movie when it came out.
Everyone did. Like, this is the first time I was like, oh, I'm going to go back to the beginning to make the end make sense since then. And it's fucking Southbound. Anyway.
All right, that was fun.
Are we good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
The only thing left is, do we have a question from John?
Who do you think will take over The Price is Right after Drew Carey?
This is important.
Oh my
finally.
God, John, I can't believe you're asking
Finally,
this question.
we did the hard-hitting ones.
Ugh. Why I could not care less.
Poor Johnny. He must be like just at the end.
40 questions in.
And it's like that's all he was contracted for.
Okay, so was Bob Barker a comedian?
No.
So they just got this.
Bob Barker was born on the Price is Right set. The weird Merv Griffin Coven of Witches raised him to be exactly what he was.
Always spay and neuter your pets.
Outreach was to try to get your pets to not
so that the shelters wouldn't be so full.
My God.
Spay and neuter
His
your
only
pets.
reach out to the world as something important was to like get your pets spayed and neutered.
Oh my God. All right, well then you got Drew Carey.
How old was Bob Barker when he was no longer on The Price is Right?
80 something.
Yeah, it was old.
So potentially, if Drew Carey does it as long as Bob Barker, he's got some time left. So
Another
this would
30
be
years.
like in the future.
From what I understand, Drew Carey
has to be like almost 60 by now.
All right, I don't know.
How old is he?
From what I understand, Drew Carey is an excellent tipper, and he goes around and
That's nice.
spends a lot of money in places where gratuity exists, and he buys people.
He is 67.
Okay, well, 30 years.
Wow.
97 is when he's going to die. And he's going to die, not from old age. He's going to die because he
The
gets...
Price is Right wheel fell
He gets
off?
caught up on the wheel and goes pop, 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 pop. And we're all going to be around our little trash can fires, and the last little vestiges of energy coming through a screen is just going to be that on repeat. Is Drew Carey's 97-year-old body flopping over and over on the wheel.
Really?
So
Okay.
no one, John, is going to take the place of it because the apocalypse is going to happen. There will be no... The price is wrong, John.
By then we have no money anyways. We're exchanging food
It'll be like,
tokens.
you get a can of beans. And it
Food
opens up,
tokens
it's
and
just
rent
one of those
tokens.
Pedestals.
We don't get anything that we want anymore.
Well, this has gone really well. My answer.
This has been a weirdly contentious episode. I'm not real sure why.
Mine, and I don't know why, would be Max Greenfield, who played Schmidt on New Girl.
Oh, sure.
I was like, I don't think he would do it right now because he's still like
Super
acting
young,
in a bunch of
yeah.
stuff. He's not super. I think he's like the same age as me, maybe a little bit older.
Okay.
But he's about to be, I think, in the new season of White Lotus, so he's still like
I'm excited
doing a
about
bunch of
that.
stuff. But I was like, if we're talking like 20 years from now, when Drew Carey steps down, Max Greenfield.
Okay.
I think
That's
it's
my
going to be a
pitch.
lady. If we're still moving right along, I think it's going to be Sabrina Carpenter. Yes. She was also on the Muppets.
What would be really funny?
Do I not know enough about Sabrina Carpenter that that was a weird joke? Or
It's not. She just did the Muppets. You are correct.
I mean, she might. The path from
She
like
seems
she
kinda
started on the Disney Channel.
I don't know anything about her. I know that she had a sexy album cover that everyone got mad at because it was like anti-feminist, and I was like, this seems fine. And then she showed up on the Muppets.
What about Kate McKinnon? That would be really funny.
Yeah.
That could be one.
But she's also like my age or older.
Yeah, she is.
So Drew Carey's
But
got
maybe Drew wants to only retire when he hits 75.
Drew is being on that show because it affords him every dollar bill on earth, and he's not going back to. He's not giving it up. That's the cushiest fucking job. Because I used to love the Drew Carey show. I thought that sitcom was ahead of its time. It had like friends drinking too much. It had a cross-dressing brother. It had Craig Ferguson before he had a late night show that turned out to be like, when I watch clips of it now, I'm like, oh, you're just a sex pest non-stop. And everyone just is clapping for it.
That's the 90s.
Yeah. And Mimi was on that show.
Yeah.
Then they got to like holographic guard dogs in the basement of the fucking Quintiles facility. Like, it was doing bonker stuff. And then he got this fucking job, and I was like, never have to work again.
Yeah.
Literally never have to work again. I need to stand up here, and they pay me. The idea that The Price is Right exists today is crazy.
It is crazy. I agree with that.
Because we go to a bar, and there's two things on the television screens on there.
Oh, yeah.
Pandas hanging out, rolling all over each other. An old-ass Bob Barker episodes of The Price
Yes,
is
you're
Right.
correct. That is true.
And it is such a weird throwback to see. Those sets are crazy, and they haven't changed a bit. Drew Carey's just there instead.
Yep.
And it's just like...
All the ones that are like the shopping game shows, it's so crazy to watch the old ones because... the products that how they used, and then like the prices. I used to watch Supermarket Sweep a lot.
I remember
when
that,
I was young, and back in COVID, I think it was on Prime. You could watch the old Supermarket Sweep, and so then it's funny because they're like, "What do you think the price of this is?" And I was like, "Well, the price today would be let's think about." And I was like, in 1995, the price would have been
33 cents.
Yeah, I was like, granted, I wasn't buying groceries then, but I was watching Supermarket Sweep.
Well, I think we nailed that one.
Yeah.
Thanks again, John.
Well, thanks, John.
Do you have a question for John? You can let us know at all the socials or at creaturepop@gmail.com. You have just traveled down that long, nameless road of regret and remorse known as the Creature Podcast. I want to thank our producer, Jamie. She has the luxury to not eat meat at cherrystreetstudios.com or cherry_street_studios on Instagram. Thank you to Kevin MacLeod for all of our music. Our art is made by Lindsay and myself. You can get all of our episodes and our merch at a half price on bear traps at creaturepop.com. Until next time, again soon, John.
Bye, John.